I've been in business a very long time, so I got a lot to offer. Nothing was really happening on my channel. Anything with lighting, camera, production, editing, none of that stuff I was into. I did 12 episodes in 3 days. And they got my content on there. Someone gave my information to a streaming network. I was honored. I was like, little old me? Yeah, sure, let me try this out. How many of you have ever considered starting your own cooking show? That's why you're here. I'm your guy. We're gonna have some fun. Ready yet? Just about. Well, thank you guys for showing up. How's everybody? Are y'all enjoying the show?
Love it. Yeah.
Has everybody been to the show multiple times? Or your first time? Who's the first timers here at the show? What? First time? Wow. It's a life-changing situation, especially for the business that we're in. A lot. You gotta learn a lot. So yeah, so let's get this started, huh? So, I'm going to introduce myself to you guys and tell you my story. I'm Chef Winston, cooking show host. I used to call myself a caterer and chef at first when I was doing that, but the order of preference now is cooking show host, caterer, and catering coach. I've been in business a very long time, so I got a lot to offer. Let me tell you the reason of how I got started doing a cooking show. So, I've always had a YouTube channel for my catering company, and I started a YouTube channel for marketing my catering company at the time. So, I would upload a video once a month, and then it went to once every 6 months, and then it went to once every year and once every other year. So basically that's considered a dead channel. Nothing was really happening on my channel. I wasn't on there to get no monetary gains, to make money or anything like that. I was just trying to advertise to show brides and potential clientele, this is what we do. We can do it good, flavorful, and right. So, pandemic hit. We couldn't go out as caterers to take care of events, so we had to do stuff at home. So what I ended up doing, I created a session called Date Night Live. Every single week, at home, in my kitchen, Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, grab a glass of wine, have a good old time, join on in, you will see me. I did it for like 2 years straight, didn't miss a beat. Okay? I had catchphrases on there telling people, asking people, tell me, where you joining me from? Hey, what you drinking? It was a lot of fun. People was always coming on there asking me, hey, what's next? I used to always engage with my clients and my followers and said, hey, let me know what you would like to see me cook. And I'm behind that, I ended up doing virtual cooking classes online. So I was advertising that on my Date Night Live as well. To fast forward, someone gave my information to a streaming network who's on Roku. These guys reached out to me and said, hey, we saw your stuff, we like what you like, we like what you do, can you come to New York to film a trailer? I was honored. I was like, little old me? Yeah, sure, let me try this out. Yeah. So I went to New York, flew to New York, we filmed this trailer. A lot of fun. Kitchen studio. I was like, wow, this is cool. Did the trailer, came back to me and said, listen, we want to do a season 1 with you because you had a 97% retention rate. I'm like, oh, what does that even mean? I know what it meant, but I'm like, in your word, what does that even mean? He said, no, that means really good, because a lot of guys that we do this stuff with, a lot of other chefs, it's not this high. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I flew back out to New York, did season 1. I did 12 episodes in 3 days. Wow. It was exhausting. They're saying, dude, you're a beast. You usually take these chefs 4 to 5 days to do 12 episodes. But I did it in 3 days. I was exhausted. I'm an overachiever. Having a catering company, I like to do stuff at the end. I get more creative when it's time to go, 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 go. So hey, it happened. Season 1 was completed. Those guys uploaded to their channel, to their YouTube channel, to their streaming network on Roku and all that stuff. It did very well. They reached back out to me and said, hey, do you want to do a season 2? I'm like, yeah, let's do a season 2. And we went to, I said, but instead of me coming to New York, come to South Florida. So they sent some guys, a crew down to South Florida to come to film me in my house. So once, if you go to my channel, once you get into all that, you'll see season 2 at my house. So that did very well. That was a lot of fun. I took the crew around the area in South Florida, the beaches, because these guys are from New York, so they'll love, it was in January, end of January going into February. These guys was loving the fact that it was here in South Florida because it was beaches, sunshine, like what you guys see right now. So season 2 went very, very well. So they reached out to me again. Hey, you want to do a season 3? I started thinking to myself, you know what? That's 12 episodes. I'm looking at their YouTube channel. Their YouTube channel is blowing up. And they got my content on there. And then I look at their website, and they're advertising me as a guy, hey, this is what you can do too. So I started thinking, I said, you know what? I'm not going to come back. I'm going to do my own thing. They looked at me and said, you sure? Do you know what you're doing? I said, no, I don't know what I'm doing, but I've been around you guys enough to figure it out. And not only that, I was filming before with other guys. I would have a videographer come up here, but come to my house and do stuff. I would look at what they're doing. At that time, I was just getting the food, prepping it, anything with lighting, camera, production, editing, none of that stuff I was into. All I had to do was show up and film. Let guys like this film me. So I started doing that, and it was really, really an interesting journey for me. So that's the beginning of my story of my cooking show. So January 2024, the first week of January 2024, I decided to start my cooking show and show up every single week on YouTube. Because as you know, YouTube is the second largest search engine, and Google owns that. So up until January 2024, up until now, I have released a brand new video every single week. Boom. Boom. How many of you have ever considered starting your own cooking show? That's why you're here. I'm your guy. We're going to have some fun. Let's dive into this, right? So the overview of what we're going to be talking about today. It froze, yo. The overview of what we're going to be starting today, I'm going really slow. Okay, I'm going to try to, okay, you know what? I'm going to put everything up there. Boom. Summary of the presentation are basically about why to start your cooking show, planning your cooking show, the tools and the setup you would need to do your own cooking show, engaging your audience and growing in subscribers on YouTube, and monetizing your show. This is what we're going to cover in this session that you guys are so graciously joining me with today. So, why start your cooking show? Of course, cooking show helps build your brand, engage your audience, and create multiple revenue streams, okay? Showcase your expertise and your unique style. You got the unique style, that's what you're doing. You can be right there in front of the camera, sharing it with the world. A well-produced show can lead to catering clients, which I've gotten a lot of backup because I got the backing to say, hey, I know what I'm doing. Sponsorships, which I've gotten, and even product sales, which we'll talk about, which I have as well. just like these are some of my products. I've got my own gourmet spice line. I've got ebooks. I'm from the Virgin Islands, by the way. I've got this particular dish, classical dish, that's the only thing on the market's called Johnny Cake. So I got a Johnny Cake mix that I have on my shop page as well. So instead of just talking about it, let's see this in action. We're gonna be cooking some soup today. What kind of soup? I'm glad you asked. We're gonna make my Floribbean conch chowder soup. So flavorful, something different. It's gonna have dumplings in it. Something different, something unique, and it's gonna be oh so good. When you cook it, you gotta tenderize it before carrots, onion, and celery. We're about to make our Floribbean conch chowder. So beautiful. Oh my God. Woo! I cannot wait to taste this. Woo! Look at that. Look how beautiful this looks. I'm gonna add some dumplings. This is my version of a conch soup. My creamy Floribbean conch chowder. Yo! That's my hair? It's another winner! That's what's up. That's just a little guideline, a little snippet, the fun I have doing my cooking show, okay? And that was at my house.